So we're going to finish the Miracle of Purun Bhagat, and then we'll read the poem that comes afterwards. So all of this story has basically led to Purun Bhagat became friends with the animals. They warned him that the mountain he was sitting on was falling apart. He warned the people of the cities to run. They are running, and we pick up there. Then the people ran, as only hill folk can run, for they knew that in a landslip you must climb for the highest ground across the valley. They fled, splashing through the little river at the bottom, and panted up the terraced fields on the far side, while the Bhagat and his brethren followed. Up and up the opposite mountain they climbed, calling to each other by name the roll call of the village, and at their heels toiled the big Barasingh, weighed by the failing strength of Purun Bhagat. At last the deer stopped in the shadow of a deep pine wood, 500 feet up the hillside. His instinct, that had warned him of the coming slide, told him he would be safe here. Purun Bhagat dropped fainting by his side, for the chill of the rain and that fierce climb were killing him. But first he called to the scattered torches ahead. "Stay and count your numbers!" Then, whispering to the deer, as he saw the lights gather in a cluster, "Stay with me, brother, stay till I go." There was a sigh in the air that grew to a murmur, and a murmur that grew to a roar, and a roar that passed all sense of hearing, and the hillside on which the villagers stood was hit in the darkness and rocked to the blow. Then a note as steady, deep, and true as the deep sea of the organ drowned everything for perhaps 5 minutes, while the very roots of the pines quivered to it. It died away, and the sound of the rain falling on miles of hard ground and grass changed to the muffled drum of water on soft earth that told its own tale. Never a villager, not even a priest, was bold enough to speak to the Bhagat who had saved their lives. They crouched under the pines and waited till the day. When it came, they looked across the valley and saw that what had been forest and terraced field and track-threaded grazing ground was one raw, red, fan-shaped smear, with a few trees flung head down on the scrap. That red ran up the hill of their refuge, damming back the little river, which had begun to spread into a brick-colored lake. Of the village, of the road to the shrine, of the shrine itself, and the forest behind, there is no trace. For 1 mile in width and 2,000 feet in sheer depth, the mountainside had come away boldly, planned clean from head to heel, and the villagers, one by one, crept through the wood to pray before their Bhagat. They saw the Barasingh standing over him, who fled when they came near, and they heard the langurs wailing in the branches, and Sona moaning on the hill, but their Bhagat was dead, sitting cross-legged, his back against a tree, his crutch under his armpit, and his face turned to the northeast. The priest said, "Behold a miracle after a miracle, for in this very attitude must all sannyasis be buried. Therefore, where he is now, we will build the temple to our holy man." They built the temple before a year was ended, a little stone and earth shrine, and they called the hill the Bhagat's Hill, and they worship there with lights and flowers and offerings to this day. But they do not know that the saint of their worship is the late Purun Das, KCIE, DCL, PhD, etc., once Prime Minister of the progressive and enlightened state of Mohiniwala, an honorary or corresponding member of more learned and scientific societies than will ever do any good in this world or the next. A Song of Kabir. O light was the world when he weighed it in his hand, he weighed in his hands. O heavy the tale of his fists and his lands. He has gone from the gutty and put on the shroud, and departed in guise of Bairagi, avowed. Now the white road to Delhi is mat for his feet. The Saul and the Kikar must guard him from heat. His home is the camp and the waste and the crowd. He is seeking the way. As Bairagi avowed. He has looked upon man, and his eyelids and his eyeballs are clear. There is one, but one, saith Kabir. The red mist of doing has thinned to a cloud. He has taken the path. For Bairagi avowed. To learn and discern of his brother the clod, of his brother the brute, and his brother the god, he has gone from the council and put on the shroud. Can ye hear, saith Kabir? A Bairagi avowed. And that is the end.